Women over the age of 40 generally have an easier time reaching orgasm than women under the age of 40. Women can have many orgasms, so-called multiple orgasms, while men always need time between orgasms. The part of the brain that shows arousal during sex can also be activated in women when they think about food. This especially happens when they have food cravings. There is a study that suggests that women can easily trust people who hug them for more than 15 seconds. Sometimes it might seem like a long time, but it's certainly worth it to hold a woman for that long and still gain her trust. Sometimes if a woman does not have a hymen, it does not always mean that she is no longer a virgin. There are several ways by which a hymen gets broken, like riding a horse. Believe me, there are women who have an intense vaginal orgasm, who release a large amount of fluid during sexual intercourse and even think it is urine. When a woman's nipple is erect in front of you, it means that she might be excited for you. She might be imagining what it's like to have sex with you. Women leave suggestions and express their opinions indirectly. Women always dress up to make other women jealous of them. Women don't like to be told what to do. When a woman tells you about her problems, it means she trusts you. If a woman pretends to be rough and tough, it's usually because she's been lied to once by someone. Not all women are hard workers. Some girls are really lazy, with clothes accumulated for a long time and general disorganization. After sex, women don't feel like sleeping. They want to talk and kiss. Most women will seek to talk to you more out of a psychological need than a physiological one, but with men the opposite is true. Everyone may think that winter is the best time of the year to have sex, but anyone who thinks that is completely wrong. In fact, a study says that women have more sex in the summer than in any other season because of the smells of the season. A woman is more likely to have a favorite song that says something about her emotional/mindset. 80% of women use silence to express their pain. They are able to establish deep and emotional connections, so friendship is an extremely important value for them. People who have less sex overcompensate in their work. 36% of men and 35% of women who only had sex once a week also worked excessive hours at their jobs. Generally, the more work you have, the more stress you have. And the more stress you have, the less sex you have. According to the University of Groningen, if you want to increase your chance of having an orgasm, keep your socks on during sex. One theory suggests that cold feet can interfere with the ability to really get into sex, especially for women. Sex can improve creativity. There's an added psychological effect that can help you in your creative pursuits, whether it's art, design, music, writing, or even just creative thinking. And it's that same chemical again. Oxytocin. Body odors like vaginal fluid and sweat can create a heightened state of pleasure. A strong sense of smell can make you have more orgasms. People with a stronger sense of smell had better sexual experiences. Women who had a better sense of smell said they had more enjoyable orgasms than those who didn't. Post-sex sadness is real. Postcoital dysphoria, PCD, is characterized by intense feelings of sadness, anger, and distress after orgasm. Sex can have interesting effects on our psychology, both positively and negatively. 83% of married people aged 35 to 44 had premarital sex with their spouse. 37.5% of currently married women aged 18 to 44 have had anal sex with an opposite-sex partner. 12% of all married people haven't had sex for at least 3 months. More than 6% of married women say it's been over a year since they have had sex with their spouse. Only 48% of married women want regular sex after 4 years of marriage. 75% of married women have orgasms, making them almost twice as likely to climax than casual hookups. 91% of adults consider extramarital sex wrong. That's up from 40 years ago, when less than 70% of survey takers felt adultery was always wrong. 17% of Americans have had an extramarital affair. .84% of women say they have sex to get their husbands to help with housework. Married people under 30 are reported to have sex an average of 111 times per year, according to the Health Research Funding. Most married couples have sex 5 times per month. On average, married couples have sex 58 to 68 times per year. 418 public schools in the U.S. make condoms available to students. Laws in 38 states require that a minor seeking an abortion involve her parents in the decision. 15 to 24-year-olds represent only 1/4 of the sexually active population but account for nearly half, 9.1 million, of the 18.9 million new cases of STI each year, according to the Perspectives on Sexual and Reproductive Health. Sexually active teens who don't use contraceptives have a 90% chance of becoming pregnant within a year. 16% of females and 28% of males report first having sex with someone they had just met or who was just a friend. 70% of teen females and 56% of teen males said that their first experience was with a study partner. 46.8% of all high school students reported ever having sex. Teen sex is common, and teens are far more likely to contract STI and/or become pregnant than the general population. Whether due to poor decision-making from underdeveloped brains, or just plain accidents, here are the stats about teen sex. If you have a penis, you may orgasm faster than you expect. It's not uncommon for a person with a penis to climax faster than they expected, or wanted, or during sex. Premature ejaculation can affect as many as 1 out of 3 people. Research suggests that 11% to 14% of people with a vagina have difficulty reaching orgasm with a partner. An apple a day can boost your sex life. People who sleep face down on their stomach with their arms stretched above their head have more sexual dreams. Spreadsheet, a relationship app created to help users monitor their performance in the bedroom, ranked states by their staying power between the sheets. The states with most stamina: New Mexico, West Virginia, Idaho, South Carolina, and Missouri. Researchers conducted the survey of over 7,000 and found that 51% of them said they could go longer without sex than they could go without coffee. Sex is a great addition to your regular workout. 1 in 5 people use their smartphones during sex. At least, adults between 18 and 34 years old do, according to a survey by Harris Interactive. Ever wonder why things like spanking and hair pulling go from bad pain to good pain when brought into the bedroom? That's because your pain threshold can increase significantly during arousal, according to a study published in the Journal of Sex Research. Researchers at Stanford and Columbia universities found that women who had sex at least once a week had more regular cycles. You might think that hooking up and settling down are mutually exclusive, but it turns out that 1/3 of married couples were originally a hookup, according to a report from the National Marriage Project. Hostel Booker surveyed over 11,000 of its users about their juiciest travel sex secrets, and found that a whopping 52% of men and 41% of women have had one-night stands while traveling. Men and women enjoy sex just as much with condoms as they do without. Almost 31% of guys have faked an orgasm. Some states are kinkier than others. Wyoming, Alaska, Vermont, West Virginia, and Oregon are the top kink-curious states, at least according to what they search on Pornhub. Post-gym is a really good time to get busy. Blood flow to your genital region is higher after a workout, according to one study, making your sexual function go off the charts. Semen is low in calories. 36 calories in a teaspoon, to be exact. Redheads, Republicans, Android users, and older women have greater when it comes to orgasms. Lesbians have the most orgasms. Coconut oil can be used for just about everything. Another thing to add to the list of its many functions, a great lubricant. It's all natural, long-lasting, and even antifungal. If you're having trouble getting off, all your problems might be solved with one simple addition to the bedroom: lube. Nearly 50% of men and women who used lube said it made it easier to have an orgasm. Studies show that arousal and orgasm boost your immune system. Participants who had sex before a public speaking experiment were the least stressed. Researchers at the University of Göttingen in Germany found that people with an inactive sex life tend to do more work to compensate for their lack of fulfillment. A study that was published in the Archive of Sexual Behavior found that people with a more perceptive sense of smell had better sexual experiences. Postcoital dysphoria is characterized by intense feelings of sadness, anger, and even distress after orgasm. Although the withdrawal or pull-out method is better than totally unprotected sexual intercourse, it's not great at preventing pregnancy. Everyone experiences sexual problems sometimes, and a trained sex therapist can help you identify the underlying issues and work them out. The most effective sex toy is your voice. It's perfectly okay to ask for what you desire. 1 in 6 women have never had an orgasm, which is about 15% of women. The idea that sex must lead to orgasm can be a very damaging thought for people of all genders and sexualities, as it puts undue pressure on them and can cause anxiety. The truth is that no couple is perfectly matched, and libidos change over time and circumstance. The vagina starts at the vulvar opening and ends at the cervix. Giving birth does not permanently enlarge the vagina, it's a potential space. The pH of the vagina is 4, like tomatoes, wine, and beer. The first 5 centimeters of the vagina are the most sensitive with the most nerve endings. Vaginal farting is normal during intercourse or dilation. Sex helps keep the vagina moist and soft, especially after estrogen levels drop. The vagina has its own unique smell influenced by diet, bacteria, sweat, and hygiene. Menstruation used to align with the new moon, ovulation with the full moon. About 17% of women aged 18 to 50 experience vaginal dryness during sex. While vulvas differ, most vaginas look similar. The average vaginal discharge, produced in less than 8 hours, weighs 1.55 g. Vaginal secretions lubricate but differ from the lubrication during sex. Some women may develop allergies to seminal plasma proteins, causing itching and swelling. Vaginal walls have grooves formed by folds, allowing continuous stretching. The average unaroused vaginal length is between 2.5 and 3.0 centimeters wide and 3.5 cm long. Many men may not know where the clitoris is. Female orgasm is divided into G-spot, vagina, and clitoris, with the possibility of multiple orgasms. Pubic hair grows slower than head hair and has a longer resting cycle. Muscular spines surrounding the vagina allow it to stretch by at least 200% during labor. The chance of a girl being born without a vagina is about 1 in 5,000, vaginal agenesis. Vagina means sheath in Latin and can be translated as sword bearer. The clitoris has at least twice as many nerve endings as the glands. When aroused, the vagina can grow vertically up to 200, thanks to its unique muscles. According to a research, lubes are good orgasm stimulant. Lubes make it easier to orgasm for both men and women. Speaking about lubes, coconut oil has been found to be good for sex lube with many great benefits like being antifungal. Some countries are actually kinkier than others according to a study based on the search history on porn sites. Germany, USA, UK, Austria, Czech Republic amongst others are the top leading kinkiest country. Most people in recent time have just sex with little or average pleasure, but I bet you the most mind-blowing sex with great pleasure comes when both parties are deeply in love with each other. Sex is found to help regulate female menstrual cycle. Researchers at Stanford and Columbia universities found that women who had sex at least once a week had more regular cycles, especially when an orgasm is achieved. Post-gym before sex has been found to help sexual function, especially in men, as it increases flow of blood to the genitals and also increases testosterone levels. So it's a good start if you exercise before performing on bed. Instead of having a black monster running after you all being thrown in a shallow pit dreams, you may want to induce sex-filled dream by changing your sleeping position. This is achieved by sleeping face down on your stomach, with your arms all stretched out above your head. Research shows that having sex calms nerves, lowers blood pressure, reduces stress, and triggers release of certain hormones that help tension. So a nice get down in the morning is a good get to work therapy. Contrary to popular belief about condom reducing sexual experience and pleasure, sex is actually enjoyed by both men and women when using condoms as much as when not using, all thanks to loops and other pleasure-enhancing innovations. A study found that 52% of men and 41% of women have had one-night stands while traveling. Traveling leads to exposure to things and meeting new people, as well as giving the room and chance of sexual adventure. Maybe a quick your one-night stand. According to one study, women who ate apple once a day had higher sexual quality of life. Plus, apples are delicious, so it's a win-win. So apple is really a sex boosters for both gender. Oral sex and a mouth-pleasuring action has been found to exist not only in humans, but also animals do indulge in it. These animals include wolves, bear, gorilla, bat, amongst others. Research actually found that post-sex communication is more intimate and open if you climaxed. We call that motivation. Having a cold feet could affect a female from reaching an orgasm, so putting on socks helps, as this increases participation and decreases cold feet irritation during intercourse. So weird, right? According to a study, pain threshold increases during sex session, leading to less sensitivity to pain associated with sex, like butt spanking, hair pulling. You know the rest. Nipplegasm actually exits as nipple stimulation releases oxytocin, which can cause the uterine and vaginal contractions associated with orgasm. This brings more blood flow to the genitals, leading to orgasm in some women. One study found that 60% of migraine sufferers reported that sex helped ease their pain. It's really good for headaches, before reaching out for painkillers. Nearly 88% of women reported experiencing more pleasure during penetration by angling, which involves rotating, raising, or lowering the pelvis or hips during penetration, as it increases their pleasure. It has been found that due to release of certain sex hormones and mood-relaxing hormones, having sex regularly improves memory in women. You might want to take note of this as a woman. According to research globally, there are more than 100 million acts of sexual intercourse. This include both for same-sex and opposite sex. Almost all women need below-the-belt stimulation for orgasm, but around 1% can achieve it through nipple stimulation. Spice up your sex life by incorporating fantasies. It adds a real interest factor. Tips for the gentleman: to last longer, start slow and ensure complete satisfaction for your partner during sex. Moms, interestingly, may be ready for postpartum sex sooner than the advised 6-week period. Explore the top 10 most sexually satisfied countries, with Japan ranking last at only 15%. Did you know the average shelf life of a latex condom is 3 to 5 years? Chocoholics rejoice. Women who indulge in chocolate daily tend to have a greater desire for sex. Gentlemen, here's an interesting health habit: 1 orgasm a day may reduce the risk of prostate cancer. Women over 40 are statistically more likely to experience multiple orgasms compared to their younger counterparts. Some women possess a rare abnormality allowing them to lift weights with their vagina. A surprising revelation: 1 out of 100 people identify as asexual, having never experienced sexual attraction. Men tend to age better from the neck up, resisting wrinkles and sagging more effectively than women. Ever wondered why testes hang below the body? It's to maintain a slightly cooler temperature, ideal for sperm production. Yes, men have sensitive nipples too. On the flip side, Japan ranks last, with couples having sex only 45 times per year, and 75% of Japanese women own a vibrator. Greek couples top the charts, engaging in sex 138 times a year, the highest globally. Sperm travels at an impressive 28 miles per hour, but slows down once it enters the vagina. A very small number of individuals possess two vaginal canals, a fascinating anatomical variation. Curious fact: overweight men tend to last over 3 times longer in the bedroom due to a rare abnormality known as uterus delays. Experience gynphoria, a unique sense of someone mentally and visually dressing you. Straight men widely desire vaginal intercourse as their number one sexual act. Women with higher testosterone levels may lean towards masturbation over sex with a partner. 79% of men fall into the growers category, while 21% are showers. According to Planned Parenthood, 30% of women have had trouble reaching an orgasm. As many as 80% have difficulty reaching orgasm through vagina intercourse. Condoms does not affect the quality of an orgasm. A woman is equally likely to experience an orgasm with or without a condom. If a man is resistant to wearing a condom, partners may consider manual stimulation first. Multiple orgasms are orgasms that occur in close succession, from a few seconds to a few minutes apart. Multiple orgasms are more frequently associated with women, however, men can experience them as well. Men's orgasms stimulate the same area of the brain as does heroin in an addict's brain, strongly suggesting that sex can be addictive. Most researchers agree that Kegel exercises increase the likelihood of orgasm. A blended orgasm is an orgasm that occurs when 2 or 3 regions of the genital area have been stimulated. Not all orgasms feel the same. Because the genitals are connected to several different pairs of nerves, stimulating different combinations of nerves produces different sensations. Additionally, orgasms are affected by cognitive, psychological, and pharmacological variables. The most common cause of penile rupture is vigorous masturbation. After fingers and vibrators, women choose candles as a sex toys. One study found that heterosexual women climaxed 61.6% of the time, while homosexual women climaxed 74.7% of the time. Bisexual women climaxed 58% of the time. Every day, there are about 100 million acts of sexual intercourse a day globally. According to Pornhub, the kinkiest states are Wyoming, Alaska, Vermont, West Virginia, and Oregon. California, surprisingly, is the least kinky. The most successful X-rated movie in history is Deep Throat. Approximately 70% of men refuse to have sex during their girlfriend's period. During 30 minutes of active sex, the average person burns approximately 200 calories. According to one study, 36% of people go right to Facebook or Twitter, not the shower, after a romp in the sheets. According to one study, Spain, Brazil, and Italy produced the best lovers. The worst lovers were Germans, who women claimed were smelly. The English were too lazy, the Swedes finished too quickly, and Americans ranked in the middle. Women who have difficulty reaching an orgasm might just have cold feet, literally. One study found that giving women warm socks increased their chance of reaching an orgasm. Although nearly any body part or item of clothing may be an object of sexual fetishism, the shoe and the foot are the two most common fetishes in Western society. People who sleep on their stomachs with their arms above their heads have more sexual dreams. The average male orgasm lasts 6 seconds. The average female orgasm lasts 20 seconds. The states where couples have the shortest lovemaking sessions are Alaska, 121, South Dakota, 130, Montana, 203, and Georgia. According to one survey, 51% of respondents said they could go longer without sex than they could go without coffee. At least 1 in 5 people use their smartphones during sex. Women who have sex at least once a week have more regular menstrual cycles. Nipplegasm exists, which means that some women can orgasm through nipple stimulation. The states where couples have the longest lovemaking sessions are New Mexico, 701, West Virginia, 538, Idaho, 511, South Carolina, 448, and Missouri, 422. Here are some tips for maintaining penis health. 1. Physical activity. Aerobic exercise, such as running, cycling, rowing, or playing most sports, can improve heart health and reduce the severity of erectile dysfunction. 2. Diet. Eat a balanced diet that includes vegetables, such as spinach, avocado, and spicy foods with capsaicin, which can help prevent erectile dysfunction. 3. Hygiene. Wash your penis gently every day with mild soap and water. 4. Mental health. Maintain your mental health, which has a significant impact on your sexual desire, function, and performance. 5. Sleep. Get enough sleep, because it allows the body the time it needs to rebalance. Chronic sleep loss can cause testosterone to drop, which suppresses your desire and ability to have an erection. People who sleep face down on their stomach with their arms above their heads have more sexual dreams. Orgasm in women begins in the brain. 40% of men and 35% of women only had sex once a week because they spend too many hours at work. The more the work, the more the stress, and the more the stress and the less the sex. Women are slower to climax. Unlike men, they need at least 15 minutes of correct and constant stimulation. Nearly 75% of respondents would like to have sex at least 3 times a week. Condoms stored in a wallet for more than a month are more likely to break. We automatically go after people who smell nice and are more attractive. Being well hydrated leads to better orgasms as the body is filled with mostly liquid. According to Men's Health, men report masturbating around 12 times a month. Anal sex is much more common than you might think and appears to be growing in popularity. About 90% of women prefer a wide penis to a long one. 85% of women are satisfied with the size of their partner's penis, although only 55% of guys like their size. Worldwide, only 5% of men wear condoms during sex. 8% of couples who have anal sex without protection get pregnant. Over 40% of women between the ages of 20 to 49 have had anal sex. Sex improves a woman's memory. If a woman dresses up to look sexy, it doesn't always mean she wants to have sex. People who are more open to talking about sex are actually happier with their sex lives. According to a survey of adults aged 20 to 59, women have an average of 4 sex partners during their lifetime, while men have an average of 7. The vibrator, a common sex toy, was women originally designed in the 19th century to fight the anxiety-related symptoms of hysteria. In Australia, 22% of women have had sex with someone out of sympathy. A woman who is sex active and not using contraception has an 85% chance of becoming pregnant in 1 year. Having sex frequently increases the quality of a man's sperm. The record for the most female orgasms is 134 in 1 hour. Sex is one of the best stress busters. It lowers your blood pressure and calms you down. The brain releases dopamine during sex, similar to its response to drugs. Women are more likely to orgasm in a committed relationship than in encounters. Casual. Sexual fantasies are common and considered a healthy part of human life. Your brain is more creative when you're tired, as it is less inhibited by distractions. The color red can increase appetite, which is why it's often used in food logos. Testosterone, present in both men and women, plays a crucial role in sexual desire. The average person spends 20,160 minutes kissing during a lifetime, which is 336 hours, 14 days, or 2 weeks. Outside of the bedroom, the most common place for adults in the US to have sex is the car. Many researchers consider the skin to be the largest sex organ and the brain the most powerful. A sperm takes 1 hour to swim 7 inches. Scientists are unsure why humans have pubic hair, but they theorize that the hair traps secretions that holds pheromones or sexual scents. Kissing has health benefits, including stress reduction and increased bonding. Women who went to college are more likely to enjoy receiving and giving oral sex. The average man has 11 erections per day and 9 erections at night. Married people are more likely to masturbate than people who live alone. The penis stops growing when a man is in his early 20s. Penis are generally darker than the body from which they hang. According to the Kinsey Institute, the smallest recorded penis size is 1.75 inches. A study by Science Vines Cut found that the smallest erect penis is about 1.6 inches, 4 centimeters long, while the largest is 10.2 inches, 26 centimeters long.